Dating a single mother is an L. The woman either picked the wrong man to have a kid with, or they divorced their husbands for no good reason and took the kids away. And now they're back on the dating market. These are some of the most delusional and entitled women now looking for a new man.
Why it's not a good idea to date a woman with kids. For the vast majority of men, it boils down to you're going to have responsibility to another man's children without any authority whatsoever. So when things don't go well, when you try to enforce boundaries, when you try to lay down the rule of the law, because trust me, you're going to be expected to pay for dinners and attend birthday parties and take them on vacations and all this kind of stuff, and you're going to have responsibility of those kids, which you're cucked in, essentially, meaning you're essentially abandoning your sexual strategy to go raise another man's kids with no authority to raise those kids. You'll be treated like an ATM. Your financial resources will be welcome, but the boundaries that you set usually aren't. The juice is not worth the squeeze in those types of scenarios.
Let's talk about why so many men are refusing to date single mothers and why it leaves them absolutely stunned every time. Let's jump into it.
Single moms, this might sting, but men do not owe you love just because you've been through a lot. You have to give him a reason to choose you. When a man meets a woman with a child, he's not just choosing her. He is choosing the full package. The child, the responsibility, the emotional load, the financial load, and the lifestyle that comes with it. And from a man's perspective, that is a big decision. It's not judgment, it's logic. So if you're a single mom and you want a real man to step into your life, you can't approach it from a place of entitlement or exception. You have to approach it from a place of value. You need to make him feel like he'd be a fool not to choose you. And that means doubling down on every feminine quality that a man finds irresistible. Softness, warmth, peace, and support. Because yes, you are at a disadvantage compared to a woman without kids. That's not cruelty, that's reality. But the flip side is you also have a power that most women don't. Life experience, maturity, and emotional depth. When used right, that is magnetic. Be the kind of woman that makes him forget the single mom label even exists. Be more feminine, more in service, more nurturing, more affectionate, more sensual. Not because you're desperate to please him, but because that's how you lead in feminine energy anyways. That's how you make a masculine man feel safe stepping into your world. Show him peace, not pressure, gratitude, not demand, partnership, not obligation. When he sees that you're a woman who knows her worth, who's healed, grounded, and does not weaponize her past, that is when he will see you differently. You're not trying to convince a man to rescue you. You're showing him that being with you is adding to his life, not draining it. So stop playing defense. Stop leading with your wounds. Lead with your grace, your softness, and your power, because the right man won't just see you as a single mom. He will see the rare woman who made him believe in love again.
Single moms call men immature for avoiding them. But the truth is simple. Men aren't signing up to raise another man's kids. They're not selfish. They're logical.
This is why a lot of men will pass on single mothers, because they don't want to be disrespected in their own house. And at the end of the day, that child is not his. And now he's dealing with another man's mess, another man's problem. And maybe that's an insensitive way to talk about children, but I'm sorry, that's how men see it. And this is just a whole headache that a lot of guys don't want to sign up for, or sign up for without realizing what they're signing up for.
Single mothers don't understand that the second they get single mothers, even if they are good mothers, no one ever complains about that. It doesn't mean your value is not lower. The second you become a mother, your value in the marketplace of dating is completely lowered. Men do not prefer to be with women that have kids.
Men don't necessarily desire single moms, right? They avoid them. Men don't want women of a certain age, right? After they hit like a certain mark. Men don't want women of a certain figure. Right? Like,
who's these men?
Thank you.
Who's these men?
That's the question that I have, right?
I don't know none of these men.
What's your take on that?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know none of these men.
You have no one.
I've never heard of the people I know in real life, actual real people. I've never heard no men saying all that. Like, to me, that's like weak as hell. I like who I like. I mean, of course, there's deal breakers.
Like what?
I mean, I don't know. It's just there's always deal breakers. Even if something is not a deal breaker, if you meet a woman with kids and the kids are just off the wall and she's not disciplining the kids, that could eventually dissolve the relationship. But I'm not out here saying, no, I'm not dating no woman with kids.
But you have kids.
Yeah, I have kids. But even if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't be like, oh, she got kids, that's off the table. Like, that's weird to me. But I mean, to each his own, you know, but those men usually, to me, I feel like you must be very insecure. You're looking for this perfect person.
A man wants to build his legacy, his family, not be the backup plan. After the biological father failed his job.
I think now I understand more why men don't want to date women with kids. Now, everybody know all up and through my page, I'm a girl's girl to my core, but I got to keep it real when I see it. The children are not the problem. I really do believe that a woman with children, even multiple children, 4 or 5 kids, I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem when it comes to why a man don't want to date a woman with kids is because her child's father still has access to her. Under no circumstances should your child's father be able to be contacting you and have access to you at all times. If it's strictly about the kids and the relationship is over, there's no reason why he should have access to you all times of the night, all times of the day. It should simply be strictly about the kids. You can co-parent and be about the kids, and your child's father does not have easy access to you. Your child's father should not be able to come to your house uninvited. Your child's father should not have free reign to do what it is that he want to do when he want to do it. Women lack boundaries when it comes to their child's father. If I was a guy, I wouldn't particularly want to deal with that either, because the situation is already sticky as is. You already have a child with them. You're already bonded with that person. So now this person can call you anytime they want. This person can get access to you anytime they want. You do have to be mature about the situation and understand that contact is going to be had because you have children. But I think a lot of times in this situation, this pertains to a lot of men that don't do shit for their kids. Because a man that don't do nothing for his kids, but he still has access to you, what's really going on here? I don't fault men for not wanting to date women with kids. And some men have never experienced that, but they know how the game go. So they probably feel like, well, if he still has access to her, then she might still want to be with him. I don't think any male or female would want to be involved in that.
From my observation and from what I'm reading, it looks like what happens is when you've been deprived of a father and you've only heard mum's side of the story, what happens is they put their mum on a pedestal. They think women are the innocent victims of harsh men. So what will happen is they're prey to women that need saving. They always gravitate towards women that they can save and help and nurture and say, oh yeah, that man was terrible, I've got you, I'm going to help you, I'm going to show you what life looks like, because I've been doing that to mum my whole life.
And let's be honest, a lot of single moms today treat relationships like charity. They expect a man to step in, pay bills, do the heavy lifting, and instantly become dad material, while they offer nothing but chaos, baggage, and a bad attitude.
Now, this is why you should never date single moms. If you want somebody that's loving, that's caring, that's understanding, that's open, date a single mom. Because let's just be honest, most women at a young age, no fault of their own, are taught to be selfish. They're taught that by their fathers, by their mothers, damn near their whole family. They taught that this is your world, everybody else is just living in it. So they grow up thinking about me, putting themselves first, and everybody else wants and needs second until they have that child. And now they know how it feels to love somebody more than they love themselves. Now they know how it feels to put somebody wants and needs in front of their own. And they can take those same qualities that they have developed with their child and invest that in a relationship with you. But make sure, if you do find you a woman like that, that you as a man is doing the exact same thing. You see what I did there? Single mothers have great qualities for a healthy, thriving relationship. A lot of women who don't have children are careless, are carefree, are living their best life. And a lot of times their best life is never being serious with you. You know? A lot of single mothers, they be like, okay, I have a child that I brought in this world. Things are real. Things are serious. Let me focus up.
many of the single mother households, the child becomes basically her world, her man, and shall we say, when she's been single, and he's a priority. So therefore, when you come along, she's going to tell you, oh, he's my priority. If you are protecting, providing, or even expected to provide, yeah, you're not going to really go for that. And then the presence or influence of the biological father. He's still around. He's trying to, visit, co-parenting. There's emotional ties with the woman. He creates complications, including tension, unresolved feelings for influence over the child and the child's upbringing. Him trying to basically be a part of your household, dealing with the child's behavior and discipline.
Modern single mothers want full benefits from men, but zero accountability for the decisions that created their situation.
The girl behind me is currently going viral all across social media after she posted a very emotional video onto her TikTok page.
Heart beats fast, colors.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, watching that video was very emotional, seeing the life of a single mom. She said she was baking her own cake on her birthday just so her children could be happy, singing happy birthday to her, and everyone felt really bad for her. That is up until her ex-husband decided to actually respond to her video that she made. In his video, he basically said that she is a fraud. He says that he has full custody of their children. She doesn't even have a full-time job. She's always out partying, and he just cannot stand seeing a bunch of people on social media praising her. He showed proof that she owes over $21,000 in child support, which is honestly just unreal. He also showed that she was actually arrested for check fraud after she stole $1 million from someone, and then he also showed that she actually faked cancer a few times before. So with all that information that this girl's ex-husband, shared in his video, a lot of people just view this girl's viral video a lot differently. People went from praising her to now hating on her, so this is definitely a wild situation, and I'm just really curious to know your thoughts about all this.
Line, there's going to be an expectation if you're in a relationship with a single mother. The single mother is going to expect the guy to provide, not just for you, but for the kid. And so that adds like sort of a double duty to provide for a child that's not yours. The issue with that, though, is there's all the responsibility, but none of the corresponding authority. So she might expect you to provide, but she might not allow you as the guy to have any authority over the child. To me, if you're going to be responsible providing for a child and you're going to step in as a stepfather, you aren't given authority over the kid. Like most single moms are not going to allow you to discipline their kid, but they will expect you to provide for their kid. So it's all the responsibility with none of the authority. And actually there are some single mothers who have an expectation that the guy start providing instantly.
They say, a real man will love me and my child. No, that's not love. That's emotional manipulation dressed as virtue.
Because when you date a single mom, you take on the baggage that she brings to the relationship. The ex-boyfriend, the ex-husband. You're never number one on the list. You're always at the bottom of the totem pole behind the kid, the ex-husband, the ex-boyfriend, the father of my son. I love that phrase. The father of my daughter, the father of my son. And you are down there somewhere at the bottom.
Okay, now let's get, Jim, what do you think about this?
Like
Jim, what do you think? You agree? Do you disagree? What do you think?
Hello, Tom.
Hello.
I agree with absolutely everything you've said about single moms, and from long experience,
all right, let's
everything
go to
you say is absolutely
Jamie's
true.
on the phone. You slept with them and made a child with them. It's your judgment that had those dads getting into that position in the first place. All these women complaining about deadbeat dads. Why did you make kids with these guys, for God's sake? A caller called my show one day and said that he was paying child support for a child that wasn't his. I said, how do you know? Did you take a DNA test? He says, no, I know for a fact I'm not the father. I started dating this woman. She already had the kid. And when we split up, the judge came to me and said, well, you bonded with the kid. You were there for Christmas and Thanksgiving and birthdays and what have you. So now you have to pay child support. So any guy in Washington State currently dating a single mom could end up paying child support for some other guy's kids.
So
it's
aren't
not
there
fair.
other ways to try to change this law instead of discouraging these women from, being able to date?
I'm not discouraging women from
You're
dating.
discouraging the men from dating the
I'm
women.
discouraging men from dating women.
Men are tired of being used as free providers, free babysitters, and emotional dumpsters for women who never healed their past. And the biggest issue? Single moms often still have drama with their ex. Court battles, late-night calls, financial stress. and a new man is expected to just deal with it.
Question for all of these single moms of boys. Do you ever feel like you're failing as a parent because you've yet to find somebody to be a father figure in your children's lives? Or is that just me? Because my husband passed away when I was 3 months pregnant with my youngest son, who is now 5. And I have yet to find somebody to be that for my boys. My dad passed away when I was 11, and my husband's dad passed away last year. So my kids literally don't have that steady father figure in their lives. And I feel like as a mom, I'm failing them. You hear about statistics of single moms with boys. And it just weighs so heavy on my chest. Because I see how they grasp onto that male figure in my uncles and my male cousins. And I know that they want that in this household. And I feel like I can't. My picker's broken. And it just sucks. It sucks. Dating in your 30s as a single mom sucks. That's all I got.
Why would any man take that deal? Especially when he can date a woman with peace, freedom, and zero baby daddy problems.
No man wants to marry a single mom as a first choice. Same with older women. I'm sorry. They want a young woman who doesn't have kids and who doesn't have experience with other men. So you want somebody who's fresh and ripe and hasn't been touched. What does that sound like? So they want a child. The answer can only be a child or a virgin, because no grown woman is not going to have no experience with men, even if she's 21. How are you going to find a grown, put-together woman who has no experience in men? Do you know the type of woman that you're asking for? You're not asking for a woman. You're asking for a child. I think you should have kept this one in your drafts.
This is why modern men are choosing not to commit. Not because they hate single mothers, but because they finally learned to protect their time, money, and sanity.
If you want to know what a man thinks, don't ask a woman, ask a man. Okay, one of the burning questions that's going on in the dating world. Why don't men want to date single mothers?
You know, a lot of men, this has gone on for a while. A lot of men have dated single mothers, and they've learned a lot of things the hard way. So when a man is weighing whether or not he wants to seriously date and try to get involved with a single woman, he has to say, how much risk is in this for me? And for the man, there's a lot of risk. Okay, so the man is trying to form a relationship with the woman. He's trying to form a relationship with her kids, all right? If things don't go well, he not only loses the woman he was trying to build a relationship with, he loses her kids, okay? Let's imagine things do go well. The woman, when she starts out, she's got kids and she's got a new man. Who's her loyalty to?
Well, the kids.
Okay, the kids have a mommy who's got a new guy. Who is their loyalty to?
Their mommy.
Okay, right. So now this man is in a relationship with 2 or 3 new people, and none of them,
sometimes more.
He's the priority for none of them. But he's supposed to make all of them his priority. See, it's already unbalanced. And then if their daddy is is involved and is still alive, that's another factor that doesn't look like it's going to be a win for this guy.
Yeah. But I mean, there are some women who say, my children are well behaved, and they've seen situations where a man has come in, the woman's gotten remarried, and it's been successful. My children are well behaved. I'm not like some, the baby daddy that's hanging around. There's nothing to worry about with regard to that. I mean, it can work.
It can work, and there are relationships where it does work. But there's a lot more of them, unfortunately, where it doesn't work at all. And when it goes bad spectacularly. And see, the man who is willing to try a relationship like this, he has a big heart. That means he's full of love, right?
Yeah.
When it crashes and burns, guess who gets their heart broken?
the dad.
Exactly.
The new dad.
Exactly. So for most guys in this year, 2025, it is a thanks but no thanks. There's too much risk.
All right, there you have it.
And the moment a single mom hears this truth, she gets quiet because deep down, she knows men aren't the problem. Her expectations are.
This comment right here.
And what about that comment?
I really don't think that he's speaking for all men.
Of course, there are always exceptions, but they are most certainly speaking for the vast majority of men.
Because I know that there will be somebody that steps up one day to be some sort of father figure for my child.
It's very possible. However, do bear in mind that women with children are not at the top of a man's dating priority list. They are, in fact, near the bottom.
It's also I'm very surprised that you felt comfortable actually typing this out and commenting on someone's video.
I'm actually surprised that one didn't already realize that most men actually felt that way.
Like, it's just the wildest thing.
No, it's not. It's actually almost common sense.
You don't know my circumstances with my child, or his father.
Well, that's true. Not every single mother has 2 or 3 baby daddies, and some single mothers are the product of being widowed or are divorced. However, the fact remains the same that most men do not want to raise another man's child.
Yeah, that's basically it. So, hopefully he's not speaking for all men out there, but this was just really disappointing to see.
Reality often can be very disappointing, can't it? But no, unfortunately, that person does actually speak for the majority of men.
This is why more men are walking away. Because being single is better than being punished for a choice they never made.
Okay, so you're saying that you wouldn't be with a single mother that's a millionaire?
It wouldn't be my first option, no.
I think I agree with that. I think with
It wouldn't
single
be my first option.
women,
It wouldn't be your first option?
If I wanted to have a family and children,
No, you said a millionaire wouldn't want to be with a single mother that's a millionaire.
if he can go ahead and get a girl that doesn't have a child, he'll prefer that, yes.
He'll
Men are
prefer
very
that?
different. Men are very different than women. Because when a guy comes into a woman's relationship or a relationship with a woman and she has a child, he's going to be expected to take care of that child to a degree. That's just how it is. You don't just get with that girl, you get with that girl and that child.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing you got to remember. If we break up, right, and I build a bond with that child, I now lose you and the child. And I can't have any type of parental rights to that child because it's your biological child, not mine. I'm a stepfather, so I have no rights to that child. So I lose you, the child, alimony, house, 50%. So it's an L for me. It's not worth the risk. At least if it's my biological child, I could fight it in court and get to see my child, maybe.
And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.